when you write in the form, when they write in the form x comma y, when you write like this is a vector. But when you change this and translate it x comma y, write it in horizontal form, what you have here is simply these are coordinates. And that's the same thing I've done. Since OQ is equal to -2 and a 6, if I want to get Q, just the coordinate Q, I just need to change this one 2,6. That's basically the simple idea that you need to remember. There's nothing, complicated about it. Let's move on to question number 4 so that we can teach you some more basic ideas of what you need to do. All right, so 4 there says that given that the vector A is 3, -4, then it says find. Remember that those symbols, when they write this, these lines mean the magnitude. So they want you to find the magnitude represented by the modulus. So the magnitude of the vector A, remember, because this is just x and that is y, it simply means the value of x squared plus the value of y squared, then the square root of that. So the modulus of A will be equal to, what is my x? It is 3, so it will be 3 squared plus, what is my y? -4 squared. Then introduce the square root there. So 3 squared is a 9, -4 squared, that will give you a +16. 9 plus 16, that is a 25, so it will be the square root of 25. So therefore, the modulus of the square root of 25 is a 5. So the modulus of A is simply 5. You can add the word units, there's no problem. So that is what we mean when it comes to that. Then you are good to go with that, as long as they give you just 1 point. All right, let's move on and look at question number 5. Question number 5 there says that the coordinates of B and C are 2, 5 and 4, -3 respectively. If M is the midpoint of BC, remember they're telling you M is the midpoint of BC, what is the position vector of M? So they want you now to find the position vector of M. So it's like you have a line. Imagine you have a line there which is BC. That's what they're telling you. This is question number 5. And B has the coordinate 2, 5 and C has the coordinate 4, -3. That's what they are telling you there. Then they are telling you that if M is the midpoint, so imagine between B and C you have the point which you are calling M there, which is the midpoint. So they want you to find the position vector of this point M. That's what the question is telling you. So now what do you need to do? Well, first of all, we need to find the coordinates of the midpoint. When we find the coordinates of the midpoint, we are just going to change them to coordinate. We are just going to change those coordinates to vector form. So that gives us the position of M, which is O, like you're starting from OM. We are going to show you what that is going to be. So let me try to create more space. So the first step, let's first of all find the midpoint, the coordinates of M by finding, since M is the midpoint, we use the midpoint formula. So remember, MP midpoint is simply given by the average of the x values, comma, the average of the y values. In simple terms, you get the x values always divided by 2, get the y values divided by 2, that will give you the midpoint. But remember, our midpoint here is representing M. That's what we are finding for. So let me represent by capital letter M. So I can simply say this is x, maybe let me say x1, y1. This will be x2, y2. So what is my x1? It is a 4 plus, what is my x2? It is a 2 divided by 2, comma. What is my y1? It is a -3 plus, what is my y2? It is a 5, then divide by 2. That's what we mean. So M will be equal to 4 plus 2 is a 6 divided by 2, comma. -3 plus 5 is a 2 divided by 2. So therefore M will be equal to 2 into that is a 3 and 2 into 2 is a 1. Now this is the coordinate of M, but the question was saying the position vector of M. Therefore the position vector, it's like you're starting from O to M. the position vector of this M O to M, which I'm going to write as OM, change this into column form. So it will be 3 and a 1 there. So this is what they wanted you to do. So 3 and a 1. So that's the position vector of M. So there's nothing even complicated there. Let's conclude with our last one. Our last one there says, Z is the point -1, 8 and M is the point 2, 12. Find the magnitude. Remember where I told you where they give you 2 points and they tell you to find the magnitude. So this is the situation that we have encountered in our last question. So let's see how you can go about that. So number 6 there, it says they have given you Z as the point -1, 8 and they have given you M as the point 2, 12. Then the question says find the magnitude of Zm. So they want you to find Zm, the magnitude. Remember, we can also write it like this. This can also be written like that, the magnitude of M. So remember what we said, the magnitude of Z to M, if you want, that is going to be, if you want, it is x1 plus, x2 minus x1 raised to the power 2 plus, in this case, y2 minus y1 raised to the power 2, then the square root of whatever you get. So you can label the points. For example, I want to label them there. I can say maybe x2, y2, this will be x1, y1. That's what I can say. What is my x2? It's -1 minus my x1, which is a 2 raised to the power 2 plus. What is my y2? Remember, that is 8 minus my y1, which is simply a 12, this raised to the power 2. But whatever you get, you find the square root. -1 minus 2, that will give me -3 raised to the power 2 plus. What is 8 minus 12? That is -4, but this raised to the power 2. So that will give you, the square root there, -3 squared, that will give you a +9. -4 squared, that will give you a +16. All right, so that's what you need to remember. Therefore, Zm, the magnitude of Zm, this and that, will give you 25. And what's the square root of 25? It is 5. So we can add units. So that is what we mean. So the magnitude of Zm is that. Please, I want you to understand, when I write -4 raised to the power 2, and I write, in this case, -4 raised, these are not the same. When you are replacing, enclose the negative number in brackets. It's very important. This means that even the negative is being squared. It means -4 times -4. But when you write it like this, you mean, when you write -4 squared, you mean the negative is not being squared. What is being squared is the 4. So here, negative and negative will give you a +16. And there it will give you a -16. So you can see this and that are not the same. So it's always important to pay attention in your mathematics, because small simple things may make you even to get the question wrong. Watch out for my next video as I show you slightly on how to do directed line segment when you have been given some sort of a graph, and how you can finish that up. Thank you for watching my videos. Please